Welcome to the Company of Women International. I'm presenting to you today the Beauty from Ashes TV program. I have with me a very special guest. His name is John Sorrell. John, welcome.
Thank you, Bert.
We've got many things to talk with you about, and I want to talk particularly in regard to your ministry and its Conduit Kingdom.
That's correct.
And the first I learned of it was through email that Gwen Mancini put out on the Urban Ministries, and I thought, this is the man I need to talk with. But then I had another connection with him through someone in my prayer group. And so here we are finally, after how many times have we tried to get together?
Several times we've tried to get together.
But he had to take a trip and was gone for about a month or so, but we finally made it now,
Yes.
John. I want you to start telling me about Conduit Kingdom, how you came about getting into this, and how you got started.
Okay. Conduit Kingdom is a ministry that I started as an outgrowth of trying to meet people's needs here in the Richmond area, needy people. And how I got started really was participating in an outreach program called Convoy of Hope, which was
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yes.
I was involved in that too.
Yeah, it's about 2001.
Yeah, that's what
Over in Creighton Court area.
Oh, for goodness sakes, we
Yes.
probably fell over each other
I
there.
know. And since I'm in the food industry, I had known Gwen Mancini from Mechanicsville Christian Center, and she invited me to come participate and help with the food distribution, so I did. And from there, a Urban Ministries communication started, Urban Ministries Hotline.
And that's when that's when Gwen started sending all this out over the email. Just a fabulous thing.
And I saw the opportunity to help people. From that point, I said, I saw things on there that I could do. I got led in the area of having some furniture, knowing people that had furniture. So I said, I'll help someone, with furniture.
You were the liaison between who has and who has not.
That's correct.
Good.
So I began to meet some needs, people with housing needs and household good needs. And it seemed that the more I helped, the more, there was a need. And as I began growing, I found a niche in the furniture supply and household goods, because I found that there were ministries that did food, and there's ministries that do clothing.
Right.
So people were getting some basic needs, but once they got housing, and whatever their crisis was or whatever their need was, they didn't have the money to afford good furnishings.
Right.
So I began helping with beds and sofas, living room, dining room, kitchen furnitures, then expanded into supplying the linens, the bed goods, the kitchenware, to
and
microwaves
there you go.
and things.
You see, you can't outgive God.
And
He supplies.
Yes. And as I began doing it, the word spreads. But at the present time, right now, I am. People have my telephone numbers from City of Richmond, Department of Social Services, Henrico County, Chesterfield County. I'm listed with all the shelter agencies that are here in town as a resource to try to help people who are rebuilding their lives, coming out of drug addiction, battered and abused shelters, women's pregnancy or crisis centers, homeless. I actually started really helping a ministry that was helping homeless people get off the street and back into society and being a productive part of society.
Right.
And I saw that as filling a really good need, because these people didn't have any money and couldn't go out and buy furniture, but they need a place to sleep and to live. So I helped furnish some of the transition houses for the Promised Land Ministry.
Right, and you see, I've worked with Promised Land.
And but they're doing a great work in helping people, make it back.
Right, teaching them how to live in a home and everything. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah. And so I said, I can support things like this, but I did not have a clue. What we were getting into, and like I have told some of the groups of people, I haven't found the handbook yet.
Right.
For this ministry. I do follow the guidelines of good business practices, but
that was a right on lead-in. May
good.
I?
All right.
Because the Lord gave me Isaiah 58, and it's verse 6. He says, "Rather is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bonds of wickedness, to undo the bands of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and that you break every enslaving yoke? Is it not to divide your bread with the hungry, and bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, that you cover him, and that you hide not yourself from the needs of your own flesh and blood." And he says, "And then shall your light break forth," kind of like yours did. Your supply broke forth, "like the morning, and your healing, your restoration, and the power of a new life shall spring forth speedily. Your righteousness, your rightness, and your justice, and your right relationship with God shall go before you, and conducting you to peace and prosperity, and the glory of the Lord shall be your rear guard." Now,
Amen.
John, that was just for you.
Yes.
It describes what has happened.
Yes.
He got you motivated in the right direction, and then he began the supply.
Yes. And again, as a lot of mission people will tell you, you have to be available and volunteer for service. I did not know that this is really where God wanted me to be, but in our walk over the last couple of years, He has really confirmed to me, that this is something that I believe that He wants to continue on.
Does.
And to provide the generosity of people that donate to this ministry are the ones that really make it happen.
That's right. Now, I want to know, have you been able to secure a warehouse or a location that you were in need of?
I could use a very large warehouse at this point in time. I am putting things in a storage facility right now, long enough to park them and mate and match things together and meet needs as people have them come up. In the pictures that you've seen, I've outgrown my garage, my backyard, my sheds, a friend's garage. It just grew faster than anything I ever imagined.
Can imagine.
And at this point in time, I didn't think that I would be fielding, 15, 20 phone calls a week for help, meeting 3 or 4 families a week total, housing needs. It's really expanded quicker than I thought it would, and at a pace that is keeping me busy.
I can well imagine.